morning, everyone, and welcome to People's Church. Whether this is your first time at People's Church or you come every Sunday or anywhere in between, I welcome you. My name is John McClurkan, and I'm from the Sunday Services Committee. People's Church is a member congregation of the Unitarian Universalist Association and part of a tradition of liberal religion. Here, our mission is to be a beloved community, embracing and serving our diverse world. Our topic for this summer's services is interdependence. Today's reflection is shared by Donna McClurkan. Donna has been a member of People's Church since 2017. In June 2024, the 7 principles were replaced with language describing Unitarian Universalism through a set of shared values, all centered around love. The UU value, interdependence, states, "We honor the interdependent web of all existence. With reverence for the great web of life and with humility, we acknowledge our place in it." Donna's reflection explores living deeply into that value in the context of these turbulent times. This exploration was informed by the wisdom of 2 elders. Joanna Macy was an environmental activist, author and scholar of Buddhism, general systems theory, and deep ecology, and Francis Weller, a retired psychotherapist, writer, and soul activist. He has introduced the healing work of ritual to thousands of people. Welcome to everyone. And now an announcement.
Oops. Hi. I'm Denise Hartzaw. There are several other people, including Rochelle and myself, who are representatives to Isaac from our congregation. Isaac is a social justice coalition of different congregations and nonprofits, and we've been members of it for a really long time in our congregation. So it's having a key event September 6th, Saturday, September 6th, which it doubles as a fundraiser and an opportunity for people from different congregations, different races, different backgrounds to get together in a kind of a joyous celebratory event. This will be starting at 2:30 at Spring Valley Park. There's a pretty modest registration fee, and we can help you get registered online after church if you'd like to come out and see us out in the foyer. And I just want to say that the key issues that Isaac's working on are reducing gun violence, increasing housing, and working on anti-racism. So it'd be great if people could support. We had 20 people last year. Let's try and get some more this year. Thank you.
All right, could Garen Young come up and light our chalice? The Chalice Lit Among Us is a Beacon by Deborah Falk. The chalice lit among us is a beacon of hope in a world in crisis, a beacon of possibility made manifest in community, a beacon of warmth through our interconnections, a beacon of light illuminating our shared wisdom, a beacon of connection by our being together.
Yeah, I'm Sue Glenn, and Sally, Padley, and I are going to be the song leaders for today. And our first song is going to be For the Beauty of the Earth. We'd love it if you could join us and stand in body or spirit and help us sing. The words should be up there. For the for Making sense to someone so gentle thoughts and thoughts.
Good morning. Humans have participated in rituals for tens of thousands of years. We are hardwired for communal ritual and ceremony. Today, I invite you to participate in a slightly different take on what we typically do at this point in the order of service, which is joys and sorrows. To get us started, I'll be sharing the first half of my reflection here. I confess to carrying in my body a quiet, persistent unsettledness about the state of the world. I don't need to spell this out in detail. We're all experiencing it, consciously or not. But in general, the uncertainty, unraveling, unrelenting, unprecedented everything, everywhere on fire or underwater, are lessons in just how completely entangled our lives are with one another and with the more than human world. We are losing so much, too much. It's too much. The elders teach us that the gift of grief is the affirmation of our intimacy with the world. Allowing for it widens our capacity to hold hard things. The elders teach us that by allowing ourselves to feel our pain for the world, we open up to the web of life and realize we are not alone. We are reminded that where there is grief, there is love. The elders teach us that gratitude for the gift of life we are granted, the privilege of being on hand in this moment to take part, if we so choose, in turning toward a just and regenerative society. There is much to do and time is short. Gratitude can hold us steady for the work to be done. So, with that, I invite you to come up and share a personal grief or sorrow or joy or gratitude, personal or planetary, by placing a stone in the bowl of water up here. And please state your name. Speak into the microphone, state your name, and share whatever it is you'd like us to hear today. And also, you have the option of placing a stone in the water and without having to speak. And I invite those on Zoom to do the same in the chat box.
The purpose of the church is to encourage all who gather there to grow more generous in spirit and in action. This is the great end of all the world's faith traditions, to bring the human being closer to the divine by act of creation and compassion. We now take an offering that allows us to exercise that all-important generosity of spirit, an offering that will support this self-supporting church and its many ministries. The gifts of the congregation will be most gratefully received. Please join me in giving thanks for all that sustains us. From the countless gifts we each have been given, gifts of life and love and sustenance, we bring these small portions to share in the works of love which none of us can accomplish alone. The Spiral by Joanna Macy, from The Work That Reconnects. There are hard things to face in our world today if we want to be of use. Gratitude, when it's real, offers no blinders. On the contrary, in the face of devastation and tragedy, it can ground us, especially when we're scared. The activist's inner journey is like a spiral, interconnecting 4 successive stages or movements that feed into each other. These 4 are: 1, opening to gratitude; 2, owning our pain for the world; 3, seeing with new eyes; and 4, going forth. The sequence repeats itself as the spiral circles round, but ever in new ways. The spiral is fractal in nature. It can characterize a lifetime or a project, and it can also happen in a day or several times a day. The spiral begins with gratitude, because that quiets the frantic mind and brings us back to source. It reconnects us with basic goodness and our personal power. It helps us to be more fully present to our world and readies us to own our pain for the world. There is much to do and time is short. Gratitude can hold us steady for the work to be done.
My name is Elizabeth, and I will guide us through a short meditation. Also written by Joanna Macy. So you find yourself relaxed in your chair. Let your body relax as fully as it can. Feet on the floor, sitting tall, arms relaxed. Feel your breathing in your lungs, your abdomen, how it glides in and out. The oxygen ignites each cell, stirs it awake as it burns in the metabolism of life. Extend your awareness deep within to feel this energy. It is all around you too, sustaining all the bodies in this room, weaving us into that web of life. Imagine you can see interlacing currents like threads of light. See how they connect us and extend beyond this room, this moment. Experience the great multiplicity of strands formed by countless relationships, woven of the work and food, the laughter and tears you shared with others. They shape what you are. They hold you in place. Sense those interwoven threads and rest into them. The web sustains your bones and blood and skin, concocted so intricately out of the food you have eaten, out of grains, vegetables, fruit, nuts, the soil that yields the grain for your bread, the boughs of the tree that bears the apples for you, the hands that plow, sow, reap, and gather. They are all of your body now. Back through time, this web extends. Mothers, fathers, great-grandmothers, and great-grandfathers, giving you your coloring and features, your gestures, your tone of voice. The web extends back through countless generations, through numberless ancestors we share, all the way back to those with gills and wings. For it is of star stuff evolving that we are all made in the flowing of time. We are each a jewel in this awareness, reflecting the world. Sound of gull crying over the sea, sight of mountain rising, colors of sunrise, sense of pine and loam, the excitement of a new idea, and the melody of a half-forgotten song. There is pain, too, coming in along the strands of the web. A friend with cancer, an oil spill coating the beach, an Iraqi mother weeping for her lost children. Do not shut them out. They live in the web of this planet time. Sorrows, breathe them in, so the channels may stay open for the flow of energy and life to change. If we block the pain, we block the joy as well. There is power in the flowing of this fluid net, love that has enriched us and love that we give. Feel the caring and love that flow through you. Open to the pulsing of the web, its murmurs, whispers, and tugs. Through the vast network of all forms arise, intelligence arose. It shaped you and it shaped the mockingbird and the diving trout. You are aware of it. You are aware of it even to the terrors of we are unleashing now. Open to it all, unafraid, relaxed, alert. We are the universe knowing itself. To all our brothers and sisters, we open now. In this time of great hardship, we go through now a dark place, but we do not go alone, and we do not go without our own timeless knowing in the dark. We come from it, it is behind our eyes, and we look into it together until the dark itself is clear. And home, there is nowhere you can go where you've not been held in the web that sustains us all. Still sensing these connections through space and time, we stir and stretch now and open our eyes.
I'm going to try to talk around the lump in my throat. Early last month, I attended a liturgy of remembrance. It was held outside in a clearing on a heavily wooded, 18-ish acre sprawling parcel of land that is home to a retreat center. It was the cusp of early evening, mercifully free of stinging insects. There was a light breeze. It was cool compared to the too hot, too humid days preceding the service. There was prayer, there was music, a guitar and solo song. 12 of us in a wide circle, 4 generations by my calculation. The 2 youngest, sisters that I'm guessing were perhaps 7 and 10, asked to sing a song they learned at their school. Straining, cupping my hands behind both ears toward their shy quietness, I could hardly hear. But I could feel, and what I felt in the presence of 11 others was a great tenderness, a great honoring among the gathered, humility, reverence, grief, gratitude. We were together to honor the passing of a white oak, a towering giant that emerged as a seedling from a small acorn 200 and some years ago. A relative, as generations of Indigenous peoples have reminded us, or tried to. We learned from her obituary that Grandmother Oak, so named by the land steward, toppled over in a windstorm on June 18th. Spared by loggers because of her shape, she was the largest and oldest and only surviving tree from when the Potawatomi lived with and cared for this land. In her long, long life, she fed and housed wildlife, sequestered approximately 6 tons of carbon, and witnessed the forced displacement of First Peoples by European settlers. Some of you may have noticed that the ending of the musical meditation we listened to earlier, Lament for a Fallen Tree, ends abruptly. Maybe that was the composer's way of expressing there is no ending, really, for a fallen tree. Grandmother Oak will continue to provide nourishment to the soil web, a large hollow cavity perhaps providing shelter for wild turkeys and other creatures. During her decades-long return to Earth, she'll be woven back into the genius loci, a Latin term that means the protective spirit of a place. I'll pause here to acknowledge that being invited to such a ritual would have been unthinkable for me just a few years ago. I like to hope I would not have rolled my eyes at an invitation, but I'm pretty sure I would have scoffed at the woo-ness of it, to be honest. Why is that just a few years ago, why I would have considered a ritual for a fallen tree too new agey or woo? There's some sadness and maybe a little embarrassment in admitting to that now, but this is something I've wondered a lot about. I think it's the Western worldview that mostly explains what would have been my reaction. Our one-sided relationships with the human and more than human are overwhelmingly transactional, extractive, exploitative, rooted in scarcity and hierarchical, with humans at the top. This is the society in which we're all caught, hyper-individualistic, human-centric, as if Earth and its species are mere resources for human flourishing, as if we're wholly untethered from the natural world. This is the illusion of separateness. It is not a stretch to connect this to our many converging crises. Now, I think of participation in the ritual for Grandmother Oak as an embodied knowing, a remembering of a thing our bodies knew but forgot, that we are not separate. Rituals can be a form of deep resistance to the way we've been conditioned to live. There is resilience in resistance. Bear with me here. Learning to welcome, hold, and metabolize these sorrows, the personal along with the planetary, is the work of a lifetime. The elders teach us grounding in gratitude help makes this work possible. Thank you. So this is the part in our service where we break out briefly into small groups. And so if you'll tolerate a moment of chaos, turn around I'll tell you what the questions are, and they're also, I think, they're up there. So the idea is that we get together in small groups, ideally with people that we don't know very well, as a way to get to know them. And please talk about the following two, the question and then another item for discussion. Do you have any ritual practices that help ground you? And try to describe an encounter with nature in which you felt connected or maybe even separate, but you were aware of that. So thank you, everyone, for that. I hope the discussions that you had, which I realize were probably cut a little short, can be springboards to conversations you can have another time. So I'm going to close out our service today before the final hymn with two very short quotes, one from Joanna Macy, who died 2 weeks ago at age 97, and then one from Francis Weller. So this one is Joanna Macy. The most radical thing any of us can do at this time is to be fully present to what is happening in our world. And Francis Weller, the work of the mature person is to carry grief in one hand and gratitude in the other, and to be stretched large by them.